Since you have been back from your break and now you are fostering, do you think there have been any changes within fostering, or what do you think has happened? I know you took a short break, but when you came back, was there any kind of any changes you noticed?
The training is a little bit more interactive. A lot of it is more, you can do training on the computer. You can do training, online on the computer. It's more interactive, and it's more interesting, the training, because you're having more, the children coming into care at the moment are a little bit more interesting. It's, when I say more interesting, it's not just basic neglect. It's just children that have come from, they might have been in gangs, not necessarily that they're going to be violent to you at home, but it's just what's going on the street right now. So the training that we're given is a little bit more interesting and interactive, and we can, if you're watching the news, you can see what's going on. So the training is geared towards that kind of thing. It's completely different from when I started 15 years ago, completely different. And it's a lot.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
And it's a lot more, how can I put it? It's more interactive, but also it's more fun as well, I'd say.
So I think one of the things which I've kind of noticed or observed is that some carers, because some people have left fostering, and now, because as you mentioned, we are getting different kind of children with different needs or some challenges. Yeah. So that's one of the things which I think will make a lot of people not maybe think that fostering, maybe if I go into fostering, I'm hearing all these stories, would I be able to manage? So what advice can you give to people who are thinking of fostering, coming back to fostering at this kind of times when we know children are coming with different needs as compared maybe 15 years ago?
To be quite honest, a lot of the children that have been referred to me are not that type. So it's not always those children that are really coming into, some of them that are like that. And also you have a choice anyway. If that's not going to fit your household, you don't have to take that type of profile. But there is some children like that, and there's some isn't. But then also, sometimes when you see the paperwork, the profile of the young person, and then when they come into your household, they're completely different from what's on the paperwork.
Okay.
So, I mean, with my young person, if I was to look at the paperwork only, it would be completely no.
Okay.
And it's the most endearing child, best child I've ever had. And I've had loads.
Okay.
So,
So what you are saying is just maybe you need to give a child a chance and see maybe. So do you think, well, you mentioned about training, and you said the training nowadays is more focused on the kind of the challenges which people are meeting. So do you think training is really kind of helping people to develop the skills which might be needed for these challenges which we are having?
100%. Even your own job that you've done previously, that's not necessarily been in childcare, is always going to be transferable. What you've done in your previous work will be useful when you do fostering. Yeah. Also, with the fostering training that I've had, and I've made sure I've gone on many, I've used those skills and I've got those certificates that have allowed me to go into other jobs while my young person is going to school. And I could do something, I've got a new career because it's all been transferable. What I've got and what I've gained, I can actually evidence what I've done with my time. And I've walked into jobs part-time because of the skills that I've gained. Okay. So it's a win-win. And if you want to be a successful foster carer, you should go on all the courses, because I've used it to my own advantage, if the truth be known.
So you are really emphasizing that training is the best, which is what can give you really the skills and the knowledge you need when you are looking after children.
Yeah, because if I decide that I want to give fostering a break, I'm armed with all the knowledge and everything to go elsewhere in a completely different field if necessary. Do you understand what I mean? So it's win-win. You can't lose.
Okay. So what kind of support do you think was useful for you when you came back to fostering?
My supervisor, social worker.
Okay.
The company that I work for,
Mm-hmm.
Banya, they're there. Everyone's there. If I've got an issue, I can call up.
Okay.
Everyone knows me. I know people more on the phone than I do in person. So I've developed a relationship with them. I know who I can speak to. I know what's going on. I try to engage as much as I can. There's always help there, and you're not on your own with this job.
Okay. Claudette, thank you. We are running out of time, but can you one last question from me? Can you just tell me what is your ever experience of returning back to fostering, that including the assessment and stuff like that? If you can just answer that quickly for me, please.
I'd just say to have a very, very, very good support network. Make sure and to make sure that you go in on all the training that's available. Use it to your advantage. That's what I would say as a carer coming back. There's so much good things with fostering now. It's changed. It's changed. It's a professional job. It's not just working from home. It's a professional job.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think there's some questions. Mapa,
Hello, yes. So we have several questions from the chat. Let's start with this one from Josie, who asks, with the lockdown and social distancing, what is Banya doing to stay ahead of the game and encourage prospective foster carers to join?
Well, you've got a Facebook interactive group that at the moment, I'm really, really busy. So I've not had a chance to get involved because Banya's always doing loads of things, but that's one. And I've got friends who are with Banya that are going on it and they're really, really enjoying it. And it's also taking a bit of stress off the young people who can't go out and also the carers. So it's interactive and it's fun. So they're enjoying that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And Dorothy, what else can people do if they're on lockdown and they would like to join? What can we do online or over the phone for people to start participating and joining?
Okay, we are on the phone, we are online. So if, as I said earlier, that if you contact us, one of our dedicated staff, we are doing most of our first kind of what we call fact finding online. So we use all the online platforms. So like the Zoom, the Teams. So we are still continuing recruiting and getting people to start assessments.
Exactly. So you can call us. We have a support line 24/7. And if you want to join, you can use the email joinus@banya.co.uk, or you can also sign up for our 1-minute survey. So there we ask your questions like, do you have a spare room? Share your phone number, share your email, and then we will reach out to you personally. One member of our staff will reach out, they will call you, they will answer all of your questions and help you get started. Even if it's over the phone, everything can be started. And there is so much that we can do in this time during lockdown so that we can move on to the next step after lockdown. But there's still a lot that you can do at the moment.